The name of this vlog is called City of Houston Police Data Center. That's the worst title. Okay, thanks for watching. My name is James, and I'm going to tell you a story today about my time with the City of Houston and helping them find a data center for the police department. The City of Houston owns and leases a very substantial amount of real estate. Much of that inventory is aging. On this particular deal, our team was working with HPD's data center. The downtown Houston market is easily one of the largest office markets in the city and is always evolving. Every new building that is raised or demoed changes the market and brings about new opportunities for everyone. Here are just a few ways that the downtown market is in fact evolving. The first and most obvious is the natural flight to quality. Downtown Houston houses the majority of our Fortune 500 businesses and government spaces. When a new Class A building hits the market, we always see tenants seek the highest quality building that they can achieve for their dollar. So what happens to all of the older buildings that are no longer the newest and the brightest and the shiniest on the market? What happens is that the older buildings start competing by offering more concessions to keep existing tenants and attract new tenants. These buildings will offer a lower rental rate, a more flexible lease term, more termination options, and literally hundreds of other incentives to maintain their occupancy. This is where you will find much of the lease inventory for government entities like the City of Houston, as well as locally owned businesses, because they offer exceptional value. Now let me tell you a little bit about this data center. This hub connects dozens of local and state agencies, and without getting into too much detail, this is a data center that you want operational all the time. Just trust me on that. When we got involved in this project, the City of Houston had already been reviewing their current location. During this review, they discovered that the current location was susceptible to power outages and some critical upgrades were mandatory. So now we have our first problem. Well, actually, we have two problems. Does the City of Houston spend millions to update the current facility to spec, or do they acquire a new site with many of these upgrades already included, potentially saving millions in upgrade cost? The city needed to understand which buildings would meet their specific requirements. Rent expense, while always important, was not the primary driver here. Security and stability was. This data center would have to be located in an area that was going to be priority one for local utilities to bring back online in case of an emergency outage. This building would have to be able to accommodate the most sophisticated server equipment, cooling systems, and fire retardant systems utilized in office buildings to date. This building would have to accommodate very specific build-out to house the server rooms and have state-of-the-art internet connectivity. There was a lot going on here. So, does this search sound more detailed than one that you may undertake? It really shouldn't. Every business has a matrix of needs that must be assessed, weighted, and ranked. So, there is a wish list before setting out to look for properties. This wish list is just as important to create when you are leaning toward staying at your current location. So back to the story. The City of Houston did not know whether they would even consider a move or just invest in upgrading their facility. We were just getting a lay of the land here. Once we got down to brass tacks and started searching for possible options, employees, department heads, and City of Houston real estate professionals all played a role in the search. Everyone would share their favorite properties or any marketing material that they may have received to add to the list. Now, at this point, our job was just to collect, sort, and analyze incoming locations while adding our own properties that we were discovering as well. Now, one thing I've learned in my over decade of doing deals like this is that if you perform your searches differently than what I just described, then you're doing it wrong. I cannot tell you how many times teams have moved 2/3 of the way through their process only to have a property pop into review at the last minute. Here's what you got to do. Always cast a wide net and spend your precious time and resources working from that qualified list. Now, this particular list was the full grouping of properties that our client needed to evaluate. The burden was on our team to properly evaluate, make recommendations to tour, negotiate business points, and basically make sure that we understood the best deal that we can get from each option on that list. A typical day for us during this time period was looking over all of the options with a fine-tooth comb. We had data center experts from all around the country sharing intel. We introduced deal scenarios to the city that had been successful in different markets. There must have been at least 20 people that had touched this project on our side of the table, each one having a specific area of expertise and each one exceptional at their job. So after multiple meetings, tours, analysis, conference calls, proposals, lease reviews, and approval processes, the City of Houston was ready to make a decision. They decided to relocate to a new facility that removed the need for many of the upgrades that they were planning at the existing location. This relocation saved the city from spending millions in upgrade cost. We genuinely want to thank the amazing department heads, the employees, the consultants that were all tapped to accomplish this collective goal. I'm proud to say that I was part of a team that helped make Houston just a little bit safer by helping the men and women that actually keep us safe secure a new location. I gotta tell you, in this job, the learning never stops. Every time I think I'm getting comfortable with my knowledge base in this industry, I meet someone that just blows me away. In fact, I would argue that the greatest value of our team is the diversity of expertise, the diversity of ideas, and the collective reach that we have as a unified body. So listen guys, as you can see, this is a new week with a new format that we are experimenting with. As an audience, what do you think? Help make us better by giving feedback in the comments below. And if you really want to show us some love, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching.